Welcome to Madison, Indiana, where we're about to get the 2004 Budweiser Unlimited Hydroplane Racing season underway. I'm Steve Montgomery, this is Mark Evans, and as those of you who follow the sport know all too well, Mark was driving the U8 Lumar window film last year at this time. In Detroit at the Gold Cup, got it a little too loose, high in the sky, an incredibly tragic 360, landing hard enough that he's still not quite right, but good enough for the broadcast crew. Mark, your fans want to know how you doing.
I'm doing great. You know, it's flipping the boat's one thing. It's just the landings I got to work on. It was a tough one. Hit pretty hard, snapped my leg really bad, and had some infection problems and got through it and doing very well now. So up here in the booth with you this year, give the keys to J.W. Myers to go out and have some fun.
So Mark will be with us in the broadcast booth. Hopefully we can keep him from getting hurt. He is replaced by the 2003 Rookie of the Year, J.W. Myers, and in his first race, he gets a chance to do something very special. If he wins here, he's the world champion.
The World Championship, it's something. It hasn't been out since 1985, and all the racers are excited about it. It's one thing to go for the Gold Cup and your national championship, but the World Championship is a pretty cool deal and hasn't been around in a long time.
We have the Union International Moto Nautique on hand to watch the proceedings and award the World Championship. That will come later, of course, in our program. 3 boats pulling onto the Ohio River for the running of Heat 1A, and right away, Mark, we get a couple of them close together as they leave the pit area.
I know, it was great, man. The first thing that happens is they connect as they leave the dock. That was the Miss Budweiser and the Elam, so that's going to be an indication, possibly, of how the race is going to go today.
The 3 fastest qualifiers, the 3 fastest boats from the time trials, have been placed in Heat 1A by the Hydroprop officials in reverse order of qualifying. Now, Mark, this means that Dave Vilwalk and Miss Budweiser will be on the outside on this very, very tight race course as they go into turn 1. Terry Troxell on the inside in Miss Elam Plus, and Steve David in between boats in the Alberto. Now, Troxell is in a loose, quick boat, and he's on the inside.
Well, it's going to be good in some respects, you know. Sometimes you can't decide which is better. If it's the outside's going to be better just to get through the sloppy water, but it's a known fact that the inside is the quicker way around the track, so let's hope we can hang on to it.
Steve David and Dave Vilwalk have to be hoping that Terry can hold his lane on the inside. If he skips out, we got a big problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. So Steve David in the Oh Boy Alberto is going to need to get into the turn first and get through clean.
About 40 seconds now to the start as they go up the backstretch here on the Kentucky side of the Ohio River. That is the bright orange Miss Elam Plus, Terry Troxell, his first heat of competition, his 3rd unlimited ride, his first time racing in this boat. Steve David has a lot of seat time in the Oh Boy Alberto. That's the local favorite, of course, owned by the city of Madison here. And the favorite would normally be the boat on the outside, Miss Budweiser, in the U1, the bright red boat. But Mark, he's got to get around these 2 boats in a very, very tight turn.
That's right. It's a long way around the track, but this year they've got lane 1 is lane 1. So we'll see if they can get through there clean. Alberto looks like he's leading.
Here they come down to the start. Steve Dave a little ahead. 2, 1. It's a good start. It's a legal start. Terry Troxell in good shape on the inside. They are side by side. Vilwalk actually goes by him in the Budweiser as we look down from our O'Doul's eye in the sky. Watch this turn, Mark. They got to get through there cleanly the first time. Troxell in good shape on the inside.
But there goes the Budweiser. He had a great start. He had a good head of steam on him, and he got into the turn first. Where's the Alberto?
Steve David is okay. He's in between boats there. Troxell bobbled just a little bit at the exit pin in the Elam now. He set sail to try to catch the Budweiser. Now remember, Vilwalk has to stay outside until he has more than a rooster tail overlap. He has to give Troxell room to turn inside him.
At least 7 boat lengths, like they say by the rules, and it looks like he's just about got it here into the next turn. Yep, Troxell's going a little bit outside, looks like.
Vilwalk probably has the overlap now. He could move over, but he does not. He leaves room for Troxell on the inside, but the Elam is not very quick. Over in lane 1 through that turn, it'll be Dave Vilwalk and Miss Budweiser coming down to lead Heat 1A of the race here in Madison, the season opener. It's going to be Vilwalk by 2 rooster tails at the end of lap 1. A little surprised, Mark, that he opened up that much of a lead in 1 lap.
Well, there you go. You know, the outside lane must have been good and clean for him. The Elam was really sailing. He needs to keep a hold of that thing, but Bud's got a great lead right now, and I think he's got clean water.
Terry Troxell got very loose in the Elam as he came by us, trying to go as fast as he can, and of course looser as faster, as my little friend Mark Evans will attest. He's doing everything he can to get all the speed he can out of that boat, but Vilwalk just has too good a boat ride, too much speed.
Hey, now look at the Alberto. Steve David's gained just a little bit on the Elam boat, but it's riding nice. He had a complete rebuild on that boat. The team did a lot of changes on that boat this winter, and it looks like like it's riding very well.
Steve David was very fast during the time trials in between boats in that first turn. Not a great place to be if you're not out front.
That's right. Being between a couple boats like that could be scary here at Madison going into the first turn.
Dave Villwock under the bridge coming down to finish lap 2 with a very, very substantial lead over second place Terry Troxell in the Elam Plus. Villwock's boat ride looks absolutely perfect, Mark, at this point.
It really does. I was looking on the monitor there to see if he was using much wing, and they're using a little bit of wing. It's breezy out here this morning. Just before the heat started, we had the wind come up. So look at that. The Oh Boy Alberta got on the inside of the Elam trying to make a little ground.
And look at Troxell fly the orange boat. He is really running it loose.
He really is. They had a strut change on this boat. They put a new strut on it, and it's a little shorter. The strut is what holds the propeller shaft and the prop, so that tends to squat the back of the boat down, creates a little bit more angle of attack, so he's going to have to really run the front wing to keep the boat on the water.
Now, you talked about the front wing. On most of the boats now, it is a single wing between the sponsons, and the driver controls that with his left foot. He can fly the boat, or he can settle it down.
Right. The owners hate that flying part. They have a rough time with that. I got to talking to him about that quite a few times, but it's great when you come out of the turn, you can bring that wing down and create some lift, but you better be on that wing at the end of the straightaway to keep your boat down.
Mark, you better head down for the Budweiser dock, because Dave Villwock is going to win Heat 1A rather easily, surprisingly easily.
That's looking like it, so he's got a good lead on him. He just has no mechanical failure. He'll be doing good.
Dave Villwock gets the white flag. 1 lap to go now for Dave Villwock and Miss Budweiser in the U1. Troxell again very loose as he comes by in Miss Elam Plus. He does not have the boat ride that Villwock does. Less than a lap to go now for Dave Villwock in the bright red Miss Budweiser. He is on the 4th of 4 laps here in the preliminary. Running easily up the backstretch on the Kentucky side. Terry Troxell no longer giving serious chase, just hoping to hang on to second place points, and he's being dogged a little bit by Steve David in the Oh Boy Alberta, just off of the exit pin as he starts up the backstretch now. Dave Villwock under the bridge. He'll go around what they refer to as turn 2 here in Madison. You're seeing chute speeds from these boats in the area of 190 to 195 miles an hour. Villwock probably won't have it turned up quite that high as he comes by us here for the final time. Here he comes, Dave Villwock. The checkered flag flies, and Villwock will be off to a great start in the 2004 Budweiser Unlimited Hydroplane Racing Series as he takes the checkered flag, the winner of Heat 1A, and he appeared to have plenty of boat speed, a great boat ride. He's going to be tough to beat today. Terry Troxell rode about like that throughout the heat in the Elam Plus, and Steve David will finish 3rd in the Oh Boy Alberta. Mark Evans making his way down to the Budweiser dock. He'll have a word with Dave Villwock and his owner Joe Little when we come back to Madison right after this. So the running order in Heat 1A, it was Dave Villwock and Miss Budweiser winning the first heat of the 2004 season. Terry Troxell and Miss Elam Plus in second place. Steve David taking 3rd in the Oh Boy Alberta. Mark Evans had a word with Dave Villwock at the winner's dock.
Good shot, Dave. It's a little rough out there. Does it seem as rough as it looks?
Yeah, it was, and you know, the river is going to be rough. It's blowing up against the current all day long, so you know it's going to be tough all day, but that's the way it goes. You know, when the going gets tough, the tough get going.
That's right. We saw a little kissing as you were leaving the dock there right off the bat. What the heck was that about?
We just got pointed in the wrong direction, I suppose. But, you know, we got the Miss Budweiser out for the fans, and that's the important thing.
All right. Good job, man.